Yes, I am.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no. They say that good things come to those who wait. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina for tonight's game between the Carolina Skyhawks and the Mexico City Aztecs. Alongside Andy Hamilton, Nathan Blake on stats. I am Cameron Irvine. How are you doing tonight, Andy?
Oh, I couldn't be any better. Things are off and rolling in the SFL again, and that's exactly where they always should be.
A very, very busy night across the league. 4 games going on right now. It's also week 1. It's not the easiest thing in the world to pull off, but we're pulling it off here tonight on the SFL Network on YouTube. Coin toss is next.
I'll be Jenny. Let's have a good one. We'll take heads.
Aztecs have chosen heads. It is heads, and Mexico City will choose to kick it away, so we'll get to see the Carolina Skyhawks offense first. LB Allen's offense, the first time, or his first game as a head coach in the SFL. Carolina, Mexico City, the final of 4 games to kick off tonight. Cole Varner's got the ball on the tee. Kick it! We're underway. This is a deep kick, 1 yard back of the end zone. And Prasad on the return will get out to the 22-yard line. That's Harish Prasad, and this is Mark Biddix.
And when I look at this offense, I look kind of at the mix that they have of veterans along with rookies. Mark Biddix obviously returns, and then Harish Prasad returns to Carolina. LB Allen comes in, which is interesting, but also the addition of the rookie Randy Mercury should be very interesting for the Skyhawks this season.
First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. And Biddix will start the night with a pass, nearly intercepted by Jack Brown, who steps in front of it, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Carolina.
Brown, one of the better linebackers in the SFL, just got the hand up, this being his 5th season with Mexico City, 5th season in the league as well. 6'5", tall linebacker, got to throw it a little higher if you're going to get it over his head, Cam.
So 2nd down, Jack Brown. And Andy, thanks for letting us know about the microphones. Let us know how the audio levels are sounding now after the adjustment. 2nd down and 10. Biddix to throw. Deep ball down the field. It is incomplete into coverage. So back-to-back passes knocked away. That's Pablo Zamora defensively, and it's a quick 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, he took a shot, and it wasn't necessarily the worst shot you've ever seen, but it was into coverage. Would have had to have been a perfect ball from Biddix if it was going to land in there. So far, 0 for 2 on the night.
So 3rd down and 10. Carolina starting aggressive against Mexico City's defense. They are in the white jerseys tonight. Carolina in the red. 3rd down and 10 for Biddix, trying to get to the corner, and they will not. Prasad is brought down after a 6-yard pickup, shoved out of bounds by a number of Aztecs on the far sideline, and it'll be a 3 and out for the Skyhawks. 2nd
time that they've targeted Prasad. He hauls that one in, but he only ran a 5 or a 6-yard route, Cam. When you're looking for 10, you need to run those 10-yard routes. 3 and out for the Skyhawks. They'll punt it away, and we'll see Mexico City's offense and the Hall of Famer, Matt Wilson, take the field.
10.5 to go in the first. No score. Very early tonight and a very late kickoff here in Raleigh. You know they like to party hard in Raleigh and party late into the night. This is a deep kick. And Jeffrey Daggs back to return, and he fields and returns up to the 38-yard line, and that gives us a chance to meet the incomparable, the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson and the Aztec offense.
Yeah, Ray Bentley has really kind of been the cornerstone of this Mexico City offense for the past few years, but don't sleep on these receivers, Cam. K.L. Barrett, Richard Montague, as well as the tight end, Mike Daggs, all have played a factor before, and all will be a challenge for this Carolina defense to try and stop.
This is Johnny Savage, the defensive coordinator, his first series. We'll see what he's got. Ray Bentley, the altered beast, as they call him, picks up 5 yards. And again, if you're just joining us with the late start, alongside Nathan Blake on stats, Andy Hamilton, analysis, I'm Cameron Irvine.
An interesting move by Mexico City to run first, really establish that run game. Van Dyke came up to make the play for Carolina, but they did give up 5. We'll have to see when they go to the air if Matt Wilson can be as effective as that run right there.
Second down and 5 at the 43. Wilson changing the play at the line. He's going to hand it off to Bentley coming right. Bentley's got some room and some blocks and a first down to the Carolina 48-yard line, the first move of the chains of the evening.
Strong run from Ray Bentley on his second carry of the night. And if I had to guess, I would see, at least 10 to 15 more carries for Ray Bentley by the time this night is over. We'll have to see how often they utilize him in comparison to the past, though.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line of Carolina for Matt Wilson. Another handoff to Bentley. Bentley, 3 straight handoffs. This one the least successful of the 3, getting 3 to the 45.
Well, Ray Bentley usually asks me an off-topic, Cam, what I'm eating for lunch, and boy, he seems hungry tonight because they keep giving it to him.
Well, he's been waiting about an hour to eat. 8:50 to go. If you're not laughing at yourself, who are you laughing at? And Mexico City on the move here as Carolina out of the nickel set is looking to get their first stop of the evening. Another handoff to Bentley. That's the 4th straight around the right side.
Oh.
Nice hit on the far sideline. That tackle made by Johnny Savage at strong safety, the rookie.
Savage coming up to make the play and lays the hit on Bentley, and that's really what you want to see from this Carolina defense is a stop on a run, because so far they haven't challenged Mexico City on any of these running plays. Now we'll see if Mexico City goes to the air on 3rd and 6.
8:13 to go. Time winding away in the first quarter, and Wilson avoids a sack and then goes down. Carolina going to get off the field on their first possession as big number 91, that is Larry Bain, getting the stop.
Pressure coming from the outside. The tackle tries to push forward. Couldn't get to it. Number 92 also helped. Phil Hall was in there supplying the pressure, and he couldn't make the sack himself, but was able to get the pressure enough to force Wilson to move in the pocket, which then caused the sack. So a really good job by the front 4 of Carolina to help this defense get off the field.
So both teams having to punt on their opening possession. And Carolina from the 15-yard line will get to the 19, and that's where they will start their second possession of the night.
Yeah, and on the first drive for Carolina, they really came out throwing the ball. Biddick's 1 completion on the 3 throws, only 6 yards to Harish Prasad. We've yet to see Randy Mercury get involved at all. I talked on draft night about how James Klein has had a staple of good running backs in Carolina, whether it be A.J. Francis or Johnny English. I'm interested to see them get Mercury involved early here tonight in order to cement him.
Biddick's going to throw again. That pass is complete to L.B. Allen III, the former Atlanta Swarm receiver. That's a 5-yard gain, and Carolina is certainly playing this aggressive and letting Biddick air it out.
Yeah, but there's 5 defensive backs on this Mexico City defense, so I'm not sure why airing it out is the mode of transport. Maybe a kind of a surprise factor from Carolina. So far, mixed results. We'll see how it lasts throughout the night.
Out of the gun, Biddick, Mercury to his left. Mercury going to get the carry, but coming off the edge, unblocked. That tackle made by Carlos Powers, and the Carolina Skyhawks offensive front just whiffed there, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and it was a run out of the shotgun, which I know a lot of coordinators in the SFL that kind of grind their gears because the running back's already starting 5 to 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage by the time you hand him the ball. You'd like to see him, run towards the ball downfield once you hand it off. Trips
right. Biddick on a 3rd and 7, looking for his first down of the night. A pass is intercepted. Intercepted on a deep ball down the field. Han Tayumi with the pick, the undrafted rookie in Mexico City, just like that's off the field.
Well, it's good coverage from Tayumi. He doesn't bite there on the route. He just sticks with it, and it's a little overthrown. He was looking for Dupree Hudson, but was not able to connect with him, and the turnover gives the Aztecs the ball with good field position.
Receivers got a little bunched up there as they broke out of their routes, and Carolina with 6 passes on 6 plays, and a turnover and a 3-and-out, still trying to get moving, but their defense got to stop on the last possession, keeping things close. That's a jump and a free play for Matt Wilson down the field, tipped up in the air and intercepted, but it's going to be wiped away. That's Savage on the pick, deflected by DJ Majesty, but it's coming back. MeUndies Laundry on the field.
Neutral zone infraction, number 92.
And it is, in fact, offsides.
Repeat, first down.
Yeah, you can't blame Wilson there for taking a shot once he got the free play. A lot like Aaron Rodgers, he's very apt to notice when those things happen and chuck the ball downfield. Unlucky for Carolina that they were, able to pick it off on that play. It won't matter.
That was Phil Hall on the line, seasoned veteran of the SFL, 6'6", 275, jumping off sides. So on 1st and 5, Wilson outside, first down, Richard Montague, and he's wrapped up after a 10-yard pickup tackle made on the outside by Danielle Pruitt. MeUndies are the world's most comfortable underwear. Use the promo link, which will be available soon, to support the SFL. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL. Give the gift of comfort with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Free shipping and returns. Signature soft and stretchy MeUndies. 1st and 10 for the 33. If you're wondering, just spoke with MeUndies earlier today, and they're working on those technical issues. For Wilson, he's having no issues so far tonight, but having issues on that play. Down goes Wilson, a loss of 7, and it brings up 2nd and 17. Smashing a beer can of his choice on his head is Christopher Colon.
Well, it really comes down to the down and distance. Mexico City really was handling 1st and 10 well, but once they get into these long situations, the front four for Carolina has just eaten, and it's something you got to keep an eye on as the game goes forward.
4:45 to go, no score. Wilson floats it over the middle, and very good coverage by DJ Majesty. Montague, the intended receiver. Majesty, a huge pickup, a championship winner from Alaska.
And look here, Cam, they went with a quick release on the long play to try and get some of those yards back. For Carolina, they were able to pursue well, and Majesty got a hand to the ball. So now they're in even longer here on 3rd down, 17 between them and the sticks. Watch for this coverage to be good, and then watch for the front four to get after the quarterback to try and force an errant throw.
3rd down, 17 at the 41-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 to the right for Wilson. Out of the nickel. For the Aztecs in a scoreless first quarter, Wilson takes a deep drop back, avoided a sack, and then gets pounded way back at the Carolina 47-yard line by Larry Bain as Colon applied the initial pressure.
Yeah, and there's the front four, and really what it is, Carolina is going to cover you, and then they're going to bring the pressure. When it comes to those 1st and 10s, their goal is to stop you from gaining yards and then force you into these long situations where you're going to have to throw deep on those 5 or 7 step drops, and then they're going to let that front four get after you. It paid off on this drive, and Carolina gets the ball back.
Carolina's defense, considering how much their offense has struggled to get going here in the first quarter, is playing some outstanding football, as from the 13-yard line, Prasad gives a dirty stiff arm and gets 4 on the return out to the 17-yard line. Now I would think, after seeing what Biddix can do after the first couple of series, you would have to think a run to Mercury is coming here to calm this offense down.
Yeah, only had the 1 carry out of the shotgun. I'd be interested to see what he does from the line of scrimmage, or even came with a blocker in front of him. That power running style really is reminiscent of James Klein when he had Johnny English. I'm interested to see. They have the fullback in on this play. I'd give him a carry off the right side. 3
receivers, 2 backs in the backfield with Biddix. Carolina trying to get their first down of the night. That pass is nearly intercepted, throwing far side into the flat. That is Fran Agawa making the stop, and with that, we remind you, if you are not doing so already, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram at /SimulationFL, hashtag Make an Impact, and we saw a lot of people making an impact or trying to make an impact today here on social media today, Andy.
Yeah, it was definitely a great push to see everyone getting their game day style on. We're going to want to continue that throughout the season on each game day, too, as well.
4 minutes to go. There's a run to Mercury. Oh, Mercury is planted right before the line of scrimmage by Brown. Very slow to get up. Again, a run out of the shotgun. 3rd down and 11, and Carolina definitely is just trying to pound Mexico City into submission in this first quarter with this game plan.
Yeah, and from the shotgun again, I don't know if I understand the thought process behind it. I'm sure maybe it's spread them out, make them think the run isn't coming, but it's just not working to this point.
Dime look for Mexico City. Biddix with a heavy rush had to get rid of it immediately, and Brown makes another tackle. Jack Brown has been the difference maker here in the first quarter tonight. That pass caught by Jeff Brooks out of the slot, but it's another 3 and out for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, and actually Biddix did a really good job of unloading that ball. The rush was coming, and he had to get rid of it. He got what he could get, gave the receiver a chance to get to the sticks. It just didn't work out.
And luckily for Carolina, their defense has been getting off the field rather quickly, but losing the field position battle as Mexico City's Jeffrey Daggs returns that up to the 45-yard line. The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. By Bit Central, who presents Fuel, changing SFL media in 2019. By Harry's, all you need for a close, comfortable shave. And by Matt Doyle Designs, official design partner of the Simulation Football League. 2:57 to go in the first quarter. This is Wilson out of the shotgun with 2 receivers split to either side. Pass quickly caught by K.L. Barrett. His first reception, he's shoved out of bounds after a pickup of 6 by Jack Burton at corner.
6 yards really puts Mexico City in the situation that they want to be in this game. Don't get into a situation where you are forced to throw long because that front 4 has been eating all night. The worst thing you can do is have to be in that situation. So this 4 yards for the first down, really a great position for Mexico City. They should feel comfortable here.
Bain's already got a couple of sacks. Carolina 3 sacks in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 from the 50. Wilson, deep shot down the field, caught by Mike Daggs in one-on-one coverage, and that's a Mexico City touchdown to open up the scoring.
Well, all he does is strike, Cam. Mike Daggs, we saw him in the playoffs making his name a household name, Daggs, and he's able to find freedom here in the deep third. He just out-jumps the safety. That's number 27, Blake Chance, coming back to Carolina from Houston, and he just gets out-jumped by Mike Daggs. The tight end runs down the sideline and takes it in. Wow, unbelievable throw and catch considering what we've seen from that front 4.
And that's a disappointing touchdown to give up because Carolina actually was in coverage, had pretty good coverage on the play, didn't do anything wrong except give up the score.
Yeah, just got out jumped, and that's what happens when you're dealing, with a 6'7", 265 tight end who's in his 4th season in the league. Sometimes he's going to beat you to the ball when it's in the air.
Varner hits it. It's 7-0 Mexico City, and we apologize, but had some trouble with our hooking up our webcam tonight, so no Cam, no Andy Cam. If you're just in dire need of it after the game, go and watch last night's broadcast or a couple nights ago, the broadcast, and you'll get plenty of it as Cole Varner will kick it away. 7-0. Nathan Blake, Andy Hamilton, Cam Irvine along here with you. From the goal line, Prasad on the return, makes a man miss, and is right. Is that, he just flew right off the screen. And back to Biddix and this offense that has 13 yards of total offense on 9 plays and a turnover, but just down 1 score here late in the first quarter.
Yeah, and talk about Randy Mercury, 2 carries, but both of them from the shotgun, and here they are in the shotgun again. You have to get him involved when he's not. Look at that, he's already 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
This is 3 wide for Biddix, and Biddix just trying to matriculate the ball down the field. That's another catch for Prasad, who knocks over, I think that's Barrett on the sideline as you look at the updated numbers. And I don't mind the spread them out look for a pickup of 3 as long as it's a pickup of 3 and 4 every single time.
Yeah, when you're losing yards, you got to try and figure out something else that might work. And James Klein has done that in his career here in the SFL. He's kind of adjusted when he needs to. So I have no doubt that they'll, get back into what they need to. But from the shotgun, Mercury as a running threat so far just has not worked against this Mexico City line.
Gun again. Biddix going to give it off to Mercury, and Mercury gets slammed by Jack Brown again. And it's one look, we've seen shotgun runs effective in the SFL, but Jack Brown is killing them up front. I mean, shout out to Jack Brown because he's on fire.
Yeah, Brown almost looks like he's running a spy on Mercury to just sit there and kind of see what he does, and when they hand it off to him, he's just all over it.
This is an odd first quarter for the Skyhawks for sure. 4 receivers. Biddix trying to move the sticks. He's got a man open, and it's for a first down, and they needed that one. That pass caught by Cameron Walsh to the far sideline, and that is some major momentum there for the Skyhawks to keep their defense off the field.
Yeah, and just to reset and have a new set of downs for Mark Biddix is great. Biddix coming back over from Vancouver in the offseason, went 6-6 there. Didn't make the playoffs, but still a good player that Carolina picked up in free agency after they sent Luyendula off.
Now split backs for Carolina, and Mercury is slammed down again. This time it's not Brown, but instead it's Carlos Powers. And I don't think I've ever seen so much shotgun out of the Carolina Skyhawks. Of course, new offense, and LB Allen is, I'm sure, just throwing some things at the wall and trying to see what sticks.
Yeah, A.J. Francis last season had a lot of blockers in front of him, a lot of downhill running. This is a different style, and Carolina might take some time to adjust.
2nd and 10. Biddix, everybody's going long. Check down was available, but instead, a deep ball that really should have been caught by fullback Freddie Greer, who was running a seam route, and instead it's 3rd down and 10. Biddix now 5 of 10. Mercury was wide open.
Jeffrey Daggs came up and laid quite the hit, Cam. I don't know if the fans in the chat saw that one, but boy, that was a gut shot right on the catch attempt, and I think that'll make the receivers think twice before going deep again.
This is the 5th 3rd down of the quarter for Carolina. Out of the gun, trips to the right. 32 seconds left in the opening frame. Biddix to throw on 3rd and 10. Deep ball middle, and it's overthrown. The intended receiver was Dupree Hudson, the former Queen City Corsair, and the offense stalls again.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time they've tried to target Dupree Hudson, and he just hasn't hauled any of them in. And that one was a poor throw, but there have been a couple where Hudson maybe could have been able to haul them in. So, you know, Carolina's offense, I think, Cam, is just kind of getting into this rhythm where they're working with a new coordinator. They're trying to get things under wraps and get things moving and working, and it just hasn't worked so far against a tough Mexico City defense who has a lot of veterans on it.
It's week 1, and anytime you have new staff I mean, these guys, it's not like they were a part of this locker room, a part of this team last year. They weren't even in that locker room last season and only got there a couple months ago.
Some of them weren't even in the league last season.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Johnny Savage here, who's helping with the defensive side of things, and he's a rookie coming into this league fresh. So there's a lot of opportunity, but also a lot of time that they're going to have to adjust to some of the things that are going on. Is that a 4-4 we're seeing here, or a 3-4?
Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting look, 7 in the box here. They're showing some pressure, and they're going to bring some, and Wilson's pass is caught. But again, pretty good coverage down the field as the tackle was made by Willie Van Dyke, but Montague has been eating Carolina alive in the secondary, as that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. And despite some challenging offense from Carolina early, it's still just a 1-score game. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. You gotta love a new season, Andy. All the action going on around the league. It's a lot of fun around here.
Yeah, don't even get me started. I can't wait to see how the games tonight turn out, and I'm really excited for the games tomorrow as well. It's week 1. SFL is back, baby.
1st and 10 of the 45. Wilson dumps it off to Bentley, and Bentley gets walloped for a gain of 4, but it felt like a loss after that major hit.
Yeah, Carolina, I tell you what, Cam, for as much as they have let happen on this defensive side, they have guys that are in the position to make some plays. That the difference is just that they have missed on a couple of them, but that hit, you know, might make Mexico City think a little bit about what they're going to do here.
Chat shout-outs to Dwayne Schindler, Brown Knight, Randy Mercury, Lamar Bray, as Bentley takes the handoff and will be 1 yard short of the first down. Lord Destro Productions, who says Andy, Vancouver is losing 50-0. You better.
Oh man.
you better pull something up on your phone to make sure that's not true.
Well, yeah, I might have to go to the bathroom here in the middle of the broadcast, and I'm taking my phone with me.
And hey, we appreciate you being on the call despite your team being in action tonight, and I'm sure you'll get a chance to catch the game later. 3rd down and 1. Wilson going long. Nobody covered Montague, and he catches the ball on a dive at the 22-yard line. Wilson got a little excited about getting that football off, and otherwise it would have been a touchdown.
Well, the leading receiver right now for Mexico City is Richard the Handsome Man Montague, and he is going to lay out for this one. And boy, oh boy, was that pretty, Cam. Sometimes you got to go horizontal in order to bring it down, and Montague did just that. and was able to haul that one in. Nice grab.
2 receivers, 1 to either side. Dwayne said it's actually 21-3 Vancouver, so that's got to brighten the mood a little bit. Wilson against some pressure, wobbly pass. Oh, it's caught by Daggs at the 10-yard line. How did the Hall of Famer fit that one in? I thought for sure it was going to be picked.
I do not know how Matt Wilson does this sometimes. He just looks like he's under so much pressure, and then bam, we'll flip it out, and boy, it's a first down, and nothing looked prettier than that. I mean, it was a little bit wobbly of a ball, but that Matt Wilson to Mike Daggs connection is gold, Cam.
Wilson out of the gun with split backs, going to throw. Matt Wilson looking in zone, wide open, touchdown. Just too easy. That's KL Barrett, and Mexico City is separating themselves here in the second quarter, 13-zip.
It looks to me like they had dropped into a zone here, a 3 or a 4 deep. Looks more like a 3 deep, and what happens is Barrett just finds the soft spot in the zone right between the safety and the cornerback, and he's able to just fit that ball in the window. Matt Wilson and Montague have been playing together for quite some time now, over 5 seasons, and when you have timing like that, you know, it's just getting the ball right on the money, and Matt Wilson did just that, and Mexico City extends the lead. 2
catches for Barrett, 3 for Montague, 2 for Daggs, 1 for Bentley, and Matt Wilson is 8 of 9 for 126 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions as the Aztecs take a 14-0 lead. And it's not time to hit the panic button just yet for Carolina, but this defense is starting to bend a little bit more than we saw over the first couple of drives.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think the one thing that Carolina needs to really get going is their offensive side of the ball, because I mean, you can't not expect to be down 14 when you've had, you know, the drives that Mexico City has had against you. The difference is, you know, Carolina on the offensive side has really struggled to move the ball. You got to get something going.
This is Prasad. Boy, they could use a kickoff return right about now, but not going to, or for a touchdown rather, but they're not going to get that up to the 24-yard line with 8:49 to go in the first half. Well, lots of action going on around the league. Download the ScoreStream app to stay up to date, up to the minute on all the scores, so you don't have to rely on us to give you a look every chance we get, or any chance we get. Vancouver's up on Atlanta 21-3. Vegas and Sioux Falls are tied at 24, and Denver is edging Indy 20-17. 8:49 to go in the second here. Biddix going long. One-handed catch by Prasad. Harish Prasad gets a Carolina first down and a much-needed bomb down the field.
And then tries to pump up the crowd. Boy, what a grab. If there's ever a way to get a fan excited, it's a one-handed grab. Extension fully. He takes a shot from Jeffrey Daggs on the back end, but boy, does it make it worth it when you got that ball in your hands and you're on the ground.
Biddix airs that one out. He's up to 50 yards in the first half, and Mexico City may be on their heels just a bit. Another shotgun play here for Carolina. Hands it off to Mercury, and Mercury is stuffed on the line again. We still have not seen Mercury get a carry out of Biddix running under center.
Yeah, and the problem, Cam, is that he does have positive yardage because he's taken that handoff 4 yards behind the thing. He's just not getting back to the line. So, you know, whether it's next week or whether it's later in this game, they have to give him carries where he's starting closer to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Biddix out of the gun, needs more of the big-time throws, and
There's
Mercury this time showing his power, picks up 4, dragging Jack Brown, and that was so important because another 3rd and 10 would have been gut-wrenching for this offense.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 is a lot more manageable for Mark Biddix in this offense. It opens up the playbook. You don't really have to go to some of your deep plays. You can get by with some of those standard to middle ground plays, the 5 to 8 yard plays in difference of going 90 yards down the field.
Biddix to throw. Look at the time. Flips it out to the fullback. Nobody open, and that's going to be another 4th down as the punt team trots out on the field. You know, this wide receiving core for Carolina is very good. L.B. Allen III, Prasad, Hudson. You almost wonder if, you know, if Carolina's thinking, look, we believe that we've got a mismatch here with all these good weapons, and they just have not been able to get open outside of Prasad.
Yeah, they did their best in the offseason to bring in guys like L.B. Allen and Dupree Hudson, but they have struggled to get them involved early here. Between Allen and Hudson, only the one catch between the two of them on 4 targets for 5 yards. So you got to get those guys involved, and you got to get Mercury involved as well if you want to get this offense going for the Skyhawks.
So 6:45 left. Carolina lets that slide into the end zone, and back comes Matt Wilson, who's had no problem with this Carolina defense. Daggs was 62 yards on 2 grabs, had the first touchdown, and then K.O. Barrett got the second. Montague with the most catches, but has yet to reach the end zone. Daggs on a screen, and then on a slant, and a little bit out of Barrett's reach. Will pick up a 2nd and 10, just the second incompletion for Wilson tonight.
Yeah, Matt Wilson has looked incredible, Cam, tonight in this season 12. Looks a lot better than he did at the start of season 11. Really a lot of improvement for him as Ramos worked him through the season last year. And this year, boy, he is looking, a little golden to start this week 1 game.
And Mexico City retooled the offense last season, and we'll touch more on that after Bentley breaks a tackle. But Bentley takes a huge hit from Savage, who's having a nice game tonight. Bentley is very slow to get up. Boy, just did after a 6-yard pickup, but that doesn't bode well for his fatigue. Anyway, back to the Aztecs. That was last season was supposed to be a rebuilding year for them, and then they go on the road to Baltimore and get a victory.
Yeah, definitely a rebuilding year, but this year I think Ramos is a lot more prepared to go and feels a lot stronger about this team, and it's evident.
Wilson, 3rd and 4, steps up in the pocket. Oh. Unbelievable. K.L. Barrett. I thought for sure Wilson was going to step up into a sack, and Matt Wilson continues his outstanding first half here in Raleigh tonight.
When you talk about a Hall of Famer, you talk about the ability to extend a play. Matt Wilson does just that by stepping up in the pocket and avoiding this front 4 of Carolina and the pressure, and he's able to dump it off. Just an impeccable world-class play from Matt Wilson. 5:45
to go. This is the 18th play for Mexico City. Time of possession pretty even so far tonight. Wilson's stomping on a dime is Barrett, and breaking a tackle, getting all the way to the Carolina 40. Big number 19. Mexico City has brought their A game tonight.
Well, K.L. Barrett is showing that he might be someone you should consider for a Hall of Fame vote at some point in his career. Turning upfield, just, you said it best, Cam, stops on a dime and gets up the field. And that really is the difference, in this game, is Mexico City has just had some chances that Carolina has not to this point.
5:08 to go in the first half. Skyhawk defense trying to hold. Pass caught again. Down to the 20-yard pickup for Barrett. Now 70 yards on 5 grabs, and that pressure that got to Matt Wilson early isn't getting there anymore, and it's killing this secondary.
Yeah, Wilson up over 180 yards so far tonight, and we have not even hit the halftime break. And boy, is he looking pretty. 11 of 13. Really has been doing his job, and it helps when you got guys like K.O. Barrett and Mike Daggs, both over 50 yards, and Montague's only 6 under that.
4:40 to go. Carolina needs a turnover or a sack or something. Matt Wilson is on fire right now. This time he hits Misa Hiroshi, and it's 1st and goal. Spreading the love. Now 12 of 14.
Yeah, and if you're a Carolina fan here in this building, you have to feel a little bit uneasy about the way that the Aztecs have driven down the field on this defense and have been sitting now in the red zone again, up 14-0. You said it. They need something here, and the 3-4 look might not be able to get it done.
Out of the gun is Wilson. Carolina brings 4, and out to Barrett. Tried to spin into the end zone, but a nice open field tackle by Jack Burton on the outside, the former member of the Las Vegas Fury. It's 2nd and goal from the 3.
Well, and I think one of the things that surprises me most, Cam, is with the way that Carolina is built right now, with 4 in the box, the 2 defensive linemen and the 2 linebackers, they have struggled to even handle Ray Bentley. He's averaging 4.8 yards a carry despite that front 4. So it'll be interesting to see what Matt Wilson does on the outside, but, how that secondary stands up.
Goal line D. Carolina jumped off sides, and they stopped Bentley, but again, a penalty kills. First on Phil Hall, and now this one is going somewhere else on the defensive line. It'll put the ball at the 1.5. MeUndies Laundry on the field.
Bo Rivers Monroe jumps on this one, and I mean, you said it just kills a drive and really gives Mexico City a new opportunity that they might not have had. I mean, that was the one time they've really stopped Ray Bentley very well, the most nearly all night. So the penalty is just killer there, and they're going to look to try and, get out of this from the one without, too much damage, but it'll be hard.
3:18 to go in the first half. 14-0 Aztecs rolling the Skyhawks at the moment. Matt Wilson with Bentley in the backfield. Hands it off to Ray. They got a push on the line. Touchdown, Mexico City.
Yeah, Ray Bentley walks in, and against these two linebackers and these two defensive linemen, they're really going at the heart of this Carolina defense, and Bentley makes it look easy there. He just barely got touched by one member of that Carolina defense. Great job by the front five of Mexico City, to get a push.
So the Aztecs have jumped out to a 3-touchdown advantage, and it kind of took them a little bit of a time period to adjust to what Carolina was doing. But once Matt Wilson and Ramos Lynn and company figured out exactly what was going on out there, it has been all Aztecs up to this point, and that's not good news for Carolina, because for a team that is looking to establish the run, it's pretty hard to do down 3 scores.
Yeah, they have to get back into this game and fast, and I would say that this next drive is pivotal for the Skyhawks and James Klein to see exactly what they have. I mean, you said it. It's hard to run the ball down by 21. You really have to start relying on the pass in order to get back into a game.
Prasad smacked at the 25-yard line. 3:06 to go. Right now, Hudson, no catches on 3 targets. Prasad, 3 of 4 for 32 yards. Allen's got 1 for 5. Mercury just 1 yard on 6 carries. Nathan Blake's on stats. He's Andy. I'm Cam.
And this is the SFL.
Very good. Very good. That
I'm
was
on
excellent.
top of it.
Two backs in the backfield, 3 receivers for Biddix and the Skyhawks. 3-step drop. Nice play by the offensive line there as they whip somebody down low. Hudson makes his first catch as a Skyhawk, and you look at the numbers for Wilson. We're not used to seeing Matt Wilson have 198 yards passing in one half. That has not typically been the Aztec MO, but they're looking scary tonight.
Yeah, Matt Wilson might be a little bit beside himself on the sideline going, wait a minute, there's a second half of this game because I put all my energy into the first.
2nd and 7 at the 28. And off Mercury, again out of the gun. This time Mercury has some space, but spins back into a defender. 3rd down and 5. And, sometimes, Andy, with what the defense is giving you, it just kind of messes with your head. And I think, it's been an unusual first half of offense for Carolina.
Yeah, I think Carolina's trying to find their identity on the offensive side of the ball.
Biddix, 3rd and 5. Pump fake, got somebody to jump in the air, and it hit Brown in the back of the head. 3 and out just before the 2-minute warning. And this is very frustrating for the Skyhawks. Just no rhythm, no momentum here in the first half.
Well, and timing-wise, they are not controlling this clock very well, Cam. If you look, that incompletion will give Mexico City the ball, and after they take this punt return, they'll have the 2-minute warning. So really then with the 3 timeouts, Mexico City has plenty of time for a drive. Carolina easily could have, whether it was hand the ball off or dump it off out of the backfield, and at least make sure you get the completion to force less time on the clock for the Aztecs.
From the 36, Dags on the return, makes a man miss and picks up 6. That's the 2-minute warning, the Quip 2-minute warning. Visit quip.com for more information and use the promo code SimulationFL to support the league. .157 left in the first half, and Mexico City, who I believe gets the ball to start the second half, could do some major damage here, but that pass is incomplete, a little bit behind the intended receiver, which was the tight end Diego Chavarro.
Yeah, Chavarro, the second tight end, not really, used to catching the ball, but it's good coverage there by Carolina. They had a man right on top of him in coverage. If you look, hits him right away. Nice job by the safety. I believe that was Blake Chance coming up to make the hit.
Chance returning home, and a bit of a homecoming for Carolina tonight, looking sharp in the red home uniforms. Barrett and the Aztecs in white, 6 catches, 77 yards on 7 targets with a touchdown. Wilson's out of the gun. All 3 timeouts belong to both sides as the Aztecs have a commanding 21-0 lead. Wilson to throw. Wilson flips it outside. Caught by Montague. Drags a couple of defenders and picks up 8. Coming up to make the combo tackle is Daniel Pruitt and Willie Van Dyke.
Yeah, Montague looked a little like a pack mule there because he was carrying so much luggage towards that first down marker.
1.5 to go. Mexico City protecting timeouts, but they're on the move. They're back on the other side of the 50. Bentley is behind at Wilson, who's 14 of 17, and it's intercepted, and returning it back the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick 6.
Well, talk about waking up, Cam. I was, dozing off a little bit over here to your left, but man, Jack Burton just lit this stadium on fire with that interception return for a touchdown. Oh boy.
Wake me up before you go. Jack Burton getting the score, and Ray Bentley, I don't think even realized that Burton had intercepted the ball, and by the time he did, it was too late.
Yeah, Ray Bentley looked like he didn't know that the buffet was open just yet, and he couldn't make the tackle there. Really, Jack Burton, took it and was so quick in transition to get down the field. None of Mexico City had a chance, and boy, does that turn this game on its head.
And that is so shocking because Matt Wilson was so good before that throw.
Right.
You thought he wasn't going to make a bad throw all night. And talk about taking advantage of an opportunity when it presents itself. Jack Burton making the biggest play of the night easily, and it's 21-7. The Skyhawks are right back in it, but they need to defend for another 73 seconds.
Well, you know what they say, Cam, if you can't get anything going on the offensive side, maybe your defense should score some points, and boy, did Jack Burton do just that down the right-hand sideline, was able to score and puts points on the board for this Carolina offense who needed it.
Tom Hamilton says, check Cam's pulse. Do I look okay?
I'm not touching you.
I'm
not touching you.
From the 8, you act like I have some sort of disease or something. Dags returns it up to the 30 with 1:09 to go.
Well, I tell you what, I got a disease, Cam. It's football fever, and boy, am I feeling it in week 1.
Yeah, that Jamal Woods asked, does the Mexico City team have actual Mexicans on the roster? Yes, they do. All over, lots of international players from Argentina. And who am I missing down there?
The good old Greater North in Canada. We have some of those in the league.
Yeah, Bentley takes the carry for a first down to the 41-yard line. It's Argentina, and there's a couple others. Maybe the chat can help us out there as South America well represented in the SFL as Wilson will drop the throw. Wilson going long. The pass is intercepted at the 45-yard line. There goes the defender down the sideline. It is Daniel Pruitt, and it's a touchdown for Carolina. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now.
Well, I have never in my entire life witnessed 2 back-to-back pick 6s by one defense. And nonetheless, right before the halftime break, when we were just saying, Cam, that Carolina's going to go into this thing with no points. But boy, and this wasn't a pick 6 that was dead to rights, but look at this, down the sideline, and the thing that really set it off was Ray Bentley went on an out route to the other side and didn't have the speed to get back across the field. It was all linemen trying to track down Pruitt.
And Dags took a shot, a big-time shot on Pruitt returning that. Pruitt, a very underwhelming corner, at least on paper, when you look at his physical attributes. But Pruitt getting the job done. And I just said that the first one was the biggest play of the night. That's now the biggest play of the night, as Carolina has sliced the deficit from 21-7 right before the half, but there's still 43 seconds left to go in the first half.
I tell you what, if I'm Matt Wilson, I'm turning to backup quarterback Rafael Rosanes, and I'm saying, you go take the knees out there. I'm going to head into the locker room because I am not going back out on that field.
Wow. Thomas Paternitti, uno más? One more? Maybe we'll get a tie game going into the locker room as Dags turns it up to the 32-yard line. And I got to tell you, I don't know, you can burn the first half offensively, but if I'm Christopher Colon and LB Allen the third and Johnny Savage in that locker room at halftime, I am just praising my defense because they did not put their heads down. We've seen plenty of teams all throughout the SFL history get their heads down too early, and Carolina's not doing that tonight. 1st and 10 at the 32 for Wilson. Pass is almost intercepted by Prasad, and Matt Wilson needs to be very careful here with 37 seconds left.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way in my mind that Matt Wilson can throw a third interception here in 3 drives, but I tell you what, man, he tried. He almost just did it right there. That could have been real bad. Fortunately for Mexico City, it falls to the ground.
And lots of newcomers tonight. Low Key for show just said that he joined up and hopes to be the next Pete Carroll. We hope to see you on the field very soon or in the coach's box. Bentley gets the catch, but that's going to tick away. I'm sure Carolina is quite pleased to just let the clock run out and get to the half.
Yeah, talk about, you're down 21-0, down 3 scores, and then all of a sudden, without even having to retake the field, you're only down by 7.
And now at a 3rd down and 9 with 12 seconds to go, Carolina, Matt Wilson lining up for another play here. I wonder if it's a bluff. Down to 4, down to 3. He is going to throw. One last heave to end the first half, and the pass is overthrown to Richard Montague, and that's not a way Mexico City wants to end the first half either, with Matt Wilson now reeling. 14 of 22, 205, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, and that is the end of, dare I say, a very surprising first half of play in Raleigh.
No doubt.
First half stats. Look at that. Ooh, man. I mean, you would not think the score would be the way it is. Just 59 yards of offense for Carolina, down just 7. And for those of you that are just joining us and wondering how that is even possible, you can thank the Skyhawk corners.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes really turned this game on their head for a Carolina offense that was struggling down the way. Mark Biddix only hitting 8 of 15 passes with an interception for 55 yards. But Matt Wilson making the 2 errors, throwing the 2 picks for touchdowns near the end of the half really gets Carolina back in this thing.
Now, I mean, what do you do if you're in the locker room, right? If this is your squad and you've only got 59 yards of offense, I mean, the pick sixes have to rejuvenate this offense. They haven't been on the field since they were down 21-0.
Well, what it does give you, Cam, is you and I talked about the opportunity for them to cement the rookie Randy Mercury in this game. Down by 3, you can't hand the ball off nearly as much as you can down by 7. They now have the opportunity to get him back in the game, get him more than just the 4 yards he has so far in tonight's game, and really make Mexico City respect both the run and the pass, because so far, passing has been really your only offense, and it has not been going well as Mexico City sits with 5 defensive backs on the field. So it's a new opportunity for Carolina, but if I'm James Klein in the locker room, I have to settle everyone down, calm down. There's still a whole half of football to play, but you have to get that offense and that run game moving a little bit more.
And Matt Wilson has had the number of Carolina. Of course, he's most famous for the comeback in his first ever home game against Carolina when he threw the 2 touchdowns with 6 minutes to go. Talked about it in his Hall of Fame speech, and it's almost like Carolina just got tired of him dominating the way that he was doing.
Yeah, they really just sank back, especially on those last couple drives, and really, just stood in where Matt Wilson was going to throw, because you talked about it. Before that, he was hitting everything, and maybe it was a little bit of, confidence getting to Matt Wilson's head, with him feeling like, hey, I can throw this ball anywhere on this field. And Carolina said to him, hey, not on our watch.
Low Key for show, saying sounding professional, calling the game. I'm liking it, and we like you for liking it. From the 8-yard line, the Aztecs on the return. And Jeffrey Daggs, here he goes. Daggs is going to get met by the kicker and stopped at the 45-yard line. It is a night of unsung heroes for Carolina.
I'll be honest with you, Cam. I've been in front of this kid as he's running through a front yard with a football in his hands, and it's hard to bring him down. He's a slippery little devil, and boy, does he show Carolina that just now. And this does shift the momentum a little bit because coming out of the locker room, Carolina would have been fired up, and Mexico City says, look, we still got fight in us as well.
If you're new to the SFL, make sure to introduce yourself in the introductions channel and let us know how you found us, and let us know what you're interested in and what you're most excited about in joining the SFL and starting your legacy. And the handoff goes to Bentley, and Bentley picks up 8. That's another guy with a legacy that he is building with. Blake Chance with 27 on 27 crime, and Bentley picks up 8.
Yeah, I don't know if his legacy is one I would want to rival. It has a lot of fried food involved with it. But hey, you know, everyone's legacy is their own.
And sweating, apparently.
Sweating and fried chicken.
He told us, well, I won't get into that. 2nd and 2 at the 48, handoff to Bentley. And Ray Bentley working up a sweat on this drive, gets a first down to the 39-yard line up to 56 yards.
Yeah, and doing a little dance afterwards. You know, a nice run from him is, you know, someone said once before, he's a grown-ass man, and he does that right there up the middle and shifts through some guys. He may be grown, but he also is a little slippery. Maybe that's the sweat.
One of the most famous lines of SFL broadcasting history, although we don't swear too often around here. If you even call that a swear word, but a heck of a call by Damon Simeon there in that championship game, and that pass is incomplete. Montague trying to go over the middle again was Wilson, and DJ Majesty gets his second pass breakup.
Yeah, Majesty was another one of those free agent additions for Carolina that turned some heads after they had lost some key members of their team, interested to see exactly, you know, the impact that he has on Carolina this season as a whole, but had a good impact there to force this 2nd and 10.
2nd down at the Skyhawk 39, and just like that, the Aztecs nearing Cole Varner's range, which is quite the long range. Haven't gotten to talk Varner much because it's been all touchdowns for Mexico City. Matt Wilson avoids a sack, gets rid of it to a wide open player, and then a missed tackle by Carolina, and a Mexico City touchdown. An absolutely brilliant play by Wilson and company down the field. That was Hiroshi with the score.
Clip that, send it to Sports Center. That is a top 10 play right there by Matt Wilson. Look at this. Just does a great job of avoiding the pressure, floats one, and then is able to turn the corner here and get up the field, beating DJ Majesty, one of the better linebackers, to the pylon, and able to dive forward for the score. Mexico City is not done.
David Florio in the chat says, found you by Googling the Spring Football League, SFL. Came across a game video of Season 10, Queen City versus Mexico City, who he's getting to watch here tonight. And if you're interested in joining the SFL, please make sure to join the Discord channel. Is that link in the description, Andy?
Yeah, it is down in the description. There's a link there, and you can click that, and it'll take you right in. And then all you have to do is post in introductions and let us know how you would like to get involved. Read the rookie guide there, and boy, you're in.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music Production, Music Library, and Custom Music House. By MediaTek Institute. Visit mediatek.edu for diploma programs. Turn your passion into your profession. By MeUndies, the world's most comfortable underwear for men and women. And by Movement, premium watches, sunglasses, and accessories. Prasad on the return. And now that Mexico City has built back a 2-touchdown lead, it is up to the offense to try to keep pace.
Yeah, and the opportunity to get Randy Mercury back in this game is still relevant. You know, they might be down by 2 scores, but there's still 9:42 left to go in the third. Plenty of time. What you have to do is make sure to pepper between the run and the pass. You can't stick too much to one side.
Under center is Biddix. Didn't see that a lot in the first half, and Biddix is going to throw. Biddix with some pressure to his left. Biddix deep ball down the field is bouncing around and incomplete. Looking for Hudson again. He has been a tough man to get involved in the offense tonight. Just 1 catch for 3 yards on 5 targets.
Yeah, and he looked like a baby, Cam, because he was swaddled in white there was nothing but white jerseys all around him, and that throw was errant. Not necessarily exactly what you wanted if you were Carolina. Draw it back, and I think on this play it's pivotal to at least pick up 4 or 5 yards.
That's the first time we've ever heard swaddled in white on a broadcast. I like keeping track of all these new lines. It's a lot of fun. 2nd and 10 at the 24. Hand off to Mercury. That is his first carry, not in the shotgun. Picks up 2 yards. Now just 5 yards on 8 carries, but hey, at least Carolina made the adjustment in the locker room, 3rd and 8.
Well, that's 2/5 of his yards right there coming not from the shotgun. You might as well try it again and see if he can almost double his production from the first half.
3rd down and 8 for Biddix. Empty backfield, 5 wide as they try to get Mexico City spread out again out of the dime. Jack Brown is the lone linebacker. Biddix to throw on 3rd down and 8, and he steps up in the pocket in trouble. Got hit as he threw the pass. Is caught, but just shy of the 1st down. Nick Daggs coming up to make the tackle on Hudson to force a 4th and 1. What a great open field tackle.
And that's a timing thing. Hudson needed to run that route, a yard past the sticks, not a yard short. Really, they needed to figure out a way to get him past the 1st down marker before that throw even happened. Because once he threw it, there was really nothing Hudson could do. He had to wait on the ball to get to him and then turn around. And by then, it was all over. Nick Daggs was all over him.
High snap almost over the head of the punter. That would have been a disaster. Daggs on the return from the 30. Got past a couple of people, and Daggs gets it up to the 38. That's Jeffrey Daggs. And when you look at the Aztecs as a whole, those Daggs stick out to you. 3 of them on this roster.
Yeah, they're littered with Daggs. It looks like the highway, on the side of my drive to work, except it's Daggs instead of trash.
8:22, 3rd quarter. This has not been a trash game by any stretch of the imagination, and neither would we. Had a couple of real thrillers earlier tonight in SFL action, as those games, I believe, have now wrapped up. Ray Bentley picks up 5 up to the 44-yard line, and that's his average.
Yeah, 5.5, and when you look at the difference between backs, Ray Bentley, 11 carries, 56 yards plus, and a touchdown, versus Randy Mercury, 8 carries, 5 yards. There's not that much difference in how many carries they've got. The difference just is how they've been taking them and the yardage that they've got.
2nd down, 7:52 to go. This defense has to find the magic they had at the end of the 2nd quarter, and nearly got another one. That ball was going right to Savage as Wilson overthrows Montague.
Don't see that often. Matt Wilson usually hits his target, or at least is relatively close. But like we saw, it was a tale of 2 Matt Wilsons in the first half. The first couple drives, he just hit everything that he was trying to hit. And then the second couple, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. All he was hitting was Carolina defenders.
Huge 3rd down. The Aztecs are 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions tonight. They haven't faced many. Wilson's pass caught. Barrett on a slant. And he had Prasad, I think, matched up on him. You would know better, Andy, as you were watching the ball down the field for the 1st down.
Yeah, it would look like Prasad, who was attempting to cover KL Barrett in the coverage here. Whether it's a zone or what, Prasad just let Barrett go right over the face of him there. And after that, there's no one until Blake Chance can come up and make the tackle. So, that zone did not work for Carolina against that play for Mexico City. But you know what? It's a new set of downs. It's a new chance for your defensive coordinator to try and take on this offense.
Wilson is under center. And a 3-4 defensive look for the Skyhawks. Bentley to the right of Wilson, takes the handoff, and good run defense there as DJ Majesty stacks him up. Cologne also there for the tackle.
And that's what you'd expect from a front 4 or a front 7 with 4 star players in it. You'd expect a little bit better of a run defense. And so far, they haven't been doing terrible. 61 yards for Ray Bentley, it is not necessarily impressive for a guy who we have kind of expected to be this great, superb running back.
Wilson flips it out to Bentley, race to the sticks, and Bentley has stood up. Boy, that is harder than it looks. Daniel Pruitt, who's already got the pick 6, makes that play to force another 3rd down.
Yeah, Pruitt is only 5'11", but he stands up well there against the 5'11" Ray Bentley. The weight dispersion does go to Bentley, but boy, did the tackle go to Pruitt.
13 carries, 63 yards for Bentley. Wilson, 17 of 25, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. 3 receivers on a 3rd down and 4. Nickel look, handoff Bentley. Bentley got it. 1st down. Prasad makes it happen. The ball's on the 34-yard line. Would you challenge, Andy?
It was close. I don't know if I would challenge here in the second half, considering that it looked like it was enough for the first, and I don't want to lose that timeout down by 2 scores.
So Wilson out of the gun. The drive will continue. Now 4 of 8. Mexico City has 17 first downs. Carolina unofficially 2. Deep shot. Wilson. Pass nearly intercepted. That, again, was Jack Burton down the field. Already has 1 pick six.
Yeah, Burton coming over from Las Vegas. Now his second season in the league, doing a good job there in coverage. And, you know, it's interesting to see when Matt Wilson has been going deep. Sometimes he's seen success, and other times he's seen a Carolina defender in his way. Another turnover could really turn this game on its head, Cam. They don't necessarily even need the points out of it, despite that being a priority.
Barrett, 7 receptions for 89 yards. Bentley turned around. DJ Majesty got another first down to the Skyhawk 24-yard line, and boy, does Carolina need another turnover.
Bentley gouges this defense here with this run right up the gut, and he actually loses one of the defenders here. If you look, he just runs right past him. Bentley kind of hides at 5'11" behind some of these taller linemen. It makes it hard to identify which hole he's coming into, and that makes it difficult. But, oh, a challenge.
And that is somewhat surprising. A Harry's close call, close shave challenge as we take another look at it. And I guess challenging the validity of the first down here. It looked good to me on first notice.
Ooh, that actually is a lot closer than I thought. You're going to have to watch his arm, and this is a very bad angle to try and figure that out.
Blocked by Prasad, but they tucked in that elbow, and I don't think he got it. And how about James Klein on that challenge? He prevents a first down, and I know it's just second and short, but what a huge call if they end up getting the stop here.
Yeah, the eyes of a hawk has James Klein, and I'll tell you a story about one time when I was in Carolina. I was doodling during one of the meetings, and he asked me what the heck I was drawing. He saw me from all the way across the room. Can you believe it?
3rd and inches at the 24, and the handoff goes to Bentley, and Bentley got the first down. Majesty jumped on his back, and I mean, I thought it was second down personally. It was 3rd down, so I understand what James Klein was thinking there is, hey, if we can take 4 points off the board and turn it into a field goal instead of a potential touchdown, that's worth it.
Yeah, well, and he still does have the one challenge, so it's not the end of the world. Was able to get it. It did stop the clock and force that 3rd down. I like the move.
5 minutes left in the 3rd. Wilson with pressure up the middle, and gee whiz, that was a near disaster play as Van Dyke nearly picked it off. Daggs a rare drop, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, Mike Daggs, that's the second time he's missed tonight. 4 targets, 2 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. Has gone silent in this second half before that drop. It'll be interesting to see what they do here on 2nd and 10.
4:59 to go in the 3rd. Carolina wanting to order up a 3rd pick six tonight. Wilson steps back, fires short, and then stepping into or inside the red zone is Hiroshi to the 16-yard line. It's another 3rd down for the Aztecs. They've already converted 3 on this drive alone.
3 on this drive, 5 altogether. 3rd and 4, though, is an interesting marker. Do you throw or do you run?
We've seen a run for a first down on. He was either 3rd and 3 or a 3rd and 4 earlier in the drive. 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Carolina desperate for a stop. Wilson quickly flips it out to Bentley. First down. Ray Bentley shoved out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Wilson stays very composed in a crowded pocket. Tackles by Chance and Prasad.
Yeah, nice dump off. You know, Ray Bentley kind of escapes out of the backfield, finds his way to the left side, and sits where there's no one kind of in that zone coverage down in the flats, and Bentley's able to pick up the first down.
Wilson out of the gun. Watch that matchup there one-on-one. That, I believe, is Montague at the top of the screen. 3-4 look, and Wilson fires to Montague. Touchdown. Boy, there was just way too much cushion. You could see it from here.
Yeah, well, all right, Tony Romo. It's nice having you in the booth with me. No, it was a good throw and catch, and Montague just, runs through these zone defenders. The one cornerback is going deep to try and cover that fade route, and Montague just runs a slant, and the linebacker is slow to get over there, and Mexico City strikes again, the 4th touchdown for Matt Wilson tonight.
And it's got to be super deflating for this defense. They were down 21-0. They get 2 pick sixes to make it a 7-point game, and they're right back where they started, down 21.
Yeah, the offense has not given much to this defense. The defense is really having to defend, a lot of the time. I almost feel like the Carolina defense has been on the field for a good 80% of the night.
Yeah, that's the 46th play from scrimmage for Mexico City. Carolina's offense has had 25 plays from scrimmage. Mercury just 8 carries for 5 yards. Biddix 9 of 17 for 62 yards and a pick. Varner will kick it away, although we almost saw a 21-point deficit completely erased in the first half, and that was in a matter of a minute and a half. So don't go anywhere as Prasad on the return gets a block past the 20 to the 22 with 4:03 to go in the third quarter. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram /SimulationFL is how you can find us, and hashtag make an impact.
Well, I tell you what, those Carolina defenders really made an impact before that first half ended, and now the offense has a chance to make their impact on this game. So far, not much impact here. 62 yards in the air and 5 on the ground.
Biddix to throw. First down, caught by Hudson. Picks up 7, like that little stop route they've been running tonight. 5 different players have scored for the Aztecs. Hiroshi, Barrett, Montague, Daggs, and Bentley.
And 2 have scored for Carolina, but both of them on the defense is really the tail of the tape if you're just tuning in with us. But if you've been here, you've kind of watched these Carolina Skyhawks struggle on offense, but that was a nice play to pick up 7. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 3.
3 receivers, Mercury to the left of Biddix. Biddix going to throw again down 21. Biddix deep ball down the middle of the field. Really deep ball, too deep. Looking for Hudson, picked by Zamora. And that's the second turnover of the night for Carolina.
Yeah, he overthrew him, but Hudson also, I don't know whether he fell down or just was trying to make the effort to catch the ball. We'll get a good look at it here. It's a double move. He dives to try and catch it, but it's overthrown. It's not necessarily a good ball, but it's also, into coverage and not necessarily a good play design for what they needed there on 2nd and short. But I do like the taking a chance, Cam. You're down in this game, and on 2nd and short, in theory, Mercury should be able to pick up those yards for you.
Oh, Ray Bentley took a big shot in the backfield. No gain. Prasad, excellent tackle. Carolina has 74 yards of total offense, and if they're not careful, they may end up setting an SFL record.
Yeah, and it's a new coaching staff, and I think that's the one thing we keep harping on, but the one thing that's important to keep in mind here is that these guys are new to this team, new to this league, and they're trying to figure out ways to stop guys who have been here for years. So it's definitely new, but it's also something that's going to take some time to get used to and get everyone involved with.
The positive, Chevron Prasad is killing Ray Bentley inside. Back-to-back plays, Prasad has put Bentley on the ground, and it's forced a 3rd down and long as the clock ticks to 2.5 to go in the 3rd.
And the defensive front here for Carolina could get involved again. They've kind of gone silent.
Out of the gun, Wilson. Skyhawks desperate for a stop. Wilson fires, caught. First, no, they said it was short. And this is interesting. They ruled it a catch. Does Carolina challenge that it was a catch, or does Mexico City challenge that it was a first down? Because I'm not even sure that was a catch.
I thought he caught it, but I thought he was definitely past the sticks there. I mean,
it's right there on the replay.
Yeah, if he caught it, he's past the sticks. If he didn't catch it, then he's short. But I don't think he caught it and was short.
And no challenge. Instead, the Aztec offense remains on the field to go for it. 4th and inches at the 46 with 2:10 to go in the 3rd. Both teams keep the red flag in their pocket. Bentley takes the handoff and gets the first down. Oh, this Mexico City team, they can just beat you in so many different ways as Bentley nears 100 yards.
Yeah, they kept the red flag in the pocket, but they might need to start searching for that white flag that they have on the sideline, because Ray Bentley has just annihilated them. 19 carries, up to 92 yards and the 1 touchdown. And, he looked like a hot knife going through butter there, Cam. It was just soft and easy.
From shave sets to handles, Harry's provides quality craftsmanship made in Germany. More than 600 engineers, designers, craftsmen, and chemists make Harry's products from the finest materials and ingredients to ensure they perform as well as they possibly can. Use the promo code SIMULATIONFL. A portion of your purchase supports the SFL, Harry's official razor of the Simulation Football League, as Bentley takes a carry for 1 yard. Majesty on the tackle.
Well, looking back on it, it should have been a Harry's close shave, close call there to challenge that one because, you know, hey, maybe that turns over the catch and then gets Carolina's defense off the field instead. Ray Bentley takes the handoff, runs up the middle, and, you know, so is history. The drive continues for the Aztecs.
Isaiah Escobar asked if there's a Dallas team and then quickly discovered that the Dallas Lobos are Big D's team, as for the first time since the first quarter, Matt Wilson is going to be sacked as Bain gets his third of the night, and Carolina needed that.
Yeah, now in 3rd and 17 from the 46. Carolina really has now knocked Mexico City out of field goal range. It'll be interesting here. If they can get a stop, Cam, they do get the ball back. Still time. You know, it's going to get tight, but they still have some time here.
Wilson on 3rd and very long. Got to get off the field here, and Carolina does, as Wilson is forced to check it down due to the pressure. There's the updated quarterback numbers. Wilson's 2 interceptions loom large. Otherwise, this would be 35-0, but Mexico City is going to have to punt this away, and there is still a glimmer of hope for Carolina. And we've seen 21-point comebacks in the SFL in the past, so yeah. You can't sleep on anybody.
Yeah, it's not impossible. I mean, we've seen, like you were saying, 14 points scored in under a minute almost. So there's still an opportunity here, but the offense, you know, needs to get going, and they have not shown much so far.
Getting a good hop on the punt and stopping on a dime. They'll mark it at the 6. That's the final play of the 3rd quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on YouTube. And if you're new to the league, join the Discord and don't go anywhere. Start of the 4th quarter, Carolina back up deep at the 6, and ouch. Jack Brown's had his number tonight. I don't think Mercury wants to see Jack Brown for the rest of the season, because even under center, Mercury could get nothing going.
Yeah, I don't know if Randy Mercury stole Jack Brown's hair gel or what, but he was all over him and made him pay for that one.
2nd down and 11 back at the 4, and Carolina just trying to get out of the shot of their own end zone. Mercury's got some space around the left side, got a block. And Mercury picks up 8 yards. That's more than he's had the entire night to make it a 3rd and manageable at the 14-yard line.
Well, and that's what they needed to do, is to get him involved. But I hate to say it, it might be too little too late, considering the situation they're in, down by 21 points. You know, you really need to throw the ball here, but I like the run by Randy Mercury. Circle that one for next week if you're a Carolina coach. Out
of the eye. First time we've seen the eye tonight. 3rd. Oh, Jack Brown got him again! Short of the line to gain. 8 tackles for Brown. He's my MVP, Andy.
Well, he's definitely making a case for it, as he came right up the middle like a firecracker. I don't know if it's 4-down territory yet for the Skyhawks. I think a punt here in the shadow of your own end zone might be good.
You know, Jack Brown said in the chat he just got some hair gel yesterday.
Well, has he checked the bathroom? Is it still there, or is it missing? Because Randy Mercury, you know, is around. I'm just saying.
So Carolina has to punt it away again. That was a devastating stop there by Jack Brown. And how many times has Jack Brown single-handedly just ended drives for Carolina tonight, as Mercury's up to 11 carries, and Mexico City is 1 play away from likely putting this one to bed.
Johnny Talk Sports says this channel looks interesting. Boy, does it. I love the SFL, and you should too. Stick around, join the Discord, and enjoy these wonderful games. The Week 1 slate, Cam, has just been incredible.
9:25 to go in the 4th quarter. Hand off to Bentley. And if you're wondering who we are, take a look. Or not. Sorry. Technical issues here in week number 1, but we had a chance and we blew it. But
Well,
what are you going to do?
You can go to the video section of this channel and
make
an
impact.
Yeah, there's multiple videos there that make an impact. The convention video is one of my favorites. I still get goosebumps watching that.
2nd and 9 of the 47, handoff to Bentley, and Bentley can't get anywhere. Tackle made by Johnny Savage, and you know, there's lots of positives and negatives to take from this first defensive game for this defensive coordinator. It's not often any team anywhere in the league gets 2 pick sixes, let alone on Matt Wilson, for crying out loud.
No, but at the same time, you did let up 35 points, and you need to, you know, go back to the drawing board. The one thing I learned when I was in Carolina.
Oh, look at that. Pirouette from Wilson. Oh, Bentley dropped it, and that's a forward pass, incomplete, but 4th down.
The one thing I was going to say is the one thing I learned under James Klein was, you know, every week is a new week. You have to go back to the drawing board sometimes and really, you know, try and put together a game plan for the team you're going to face. And it looks to me like Carolina, you know, while they did have an okay game on the defensive side, you know, there is a reason to be humble. You know, you did give up 35, and you do need to, you know, go back and start working on the next game.
If you're wondering what's going on around it, the Simulation Football League had 4 games tonight. 2 others have gone final. Denver defeated Indianapolis 23-20 on just a wild game. How about Hypo Kinloa, Andy? And this guy was a rookie. He was the 5th pick in the draft, I believe. And is that right? 5th pick in the draft. 5th pick in the draft, a tight end for Denver. Denver went 3-9 last season, and Kinloa was outstanding. Real person, and got drafted on draft night, heard his name called, and got on the field today and won that game for the Denver Nightwings on the road in Indy in their first game as the Spitfire.
Yeah, talk about the opportunity to join one of the 21 teams in this league and really go from no one to someone and make an impact for a franchise here in the SFL. Hypo Kinloa did just that by going, you know, from unknown rookie to, you know, someone that quarterback Josh Miller in Denver can rely on. You know, real people, both Miller and Kinloa, and both of them, you know, on the field got the job done today for the Nightwings.
Elsewhere, Las Vegas slays the Dragon. They lost to Sioux Falls 3 times last year, including the playoffs. They win 27-24 tonight because Sioux Falls didn't make their field goal. Missed a chip shot, pushed it left, and the Sparrows fall to 0-1 as a backwards pass to Mercury ends up picking up 2 yards for a 3rd down and 3. But what a win for Vegas tonight in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, the Fury, you know, a great job for them to come out in Season 12 with a tough matchup against someone they've struggled with in their team history. To be able to put that all aside in Week 1 and go get it done, you know, that speaks volumes to me about John Bond and that team and what they can do this season going forward.
3rd down and 3 for Carolina. At this point, they're just trying to get a drive going. That pass is caught, and he's ruled shy of the sticks. And if I'm James Klein, you got to get some momentum for your team. You got to challenge that.
For not only for the team and the offense, but for the confidence of your quarterback and your receivers, I think you've got to throw that red hanky.
And I don't think we're going to get a challenge.
Come on, throw it.
He may just be conceding, but that's an awful call on both sides for Mexico City and Carolina, as the Skyhawks still just cannot get anything going.
The one thing we can say is that they're being consistent with their terrible calls. Well, so, you know, and sometimes that's all you want.
That's right. That's right. From the 35-yard line, Dags returns it up to the 39, 7:01 to go. And it's just been that type of night for Carolina. It just is not materialized for the Skyhawks. It's just one game. They'll fall to 0-1, and there are better days ahead, and there are better games ahead tomorrow night. Queen City and Chicago. You see there in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. London and San Francisco also tomorrow night, and then New Orleans and Houston. You don't think that New Orleans is upset that they didn't get a chance to take Houston out of the playoffs? That is going to be a really exciting game tomorrow night.
Yeah, I can't wait with the new logos that everyone has. It'll be very interesting, and I just got to say that the production level that I have seen here at SFL headquarters has been phenomenal and incredible to watch these, you know, these broadcast elements be put together. I mean, just hats off to everyone around the league doing a good job from from not only Cam to the stats team to the broadcast team and everyone who's getting involved, not only here in week 1, but all time. And if you want to get involved, as that one is caught for a good gain, if you want to get involved, outside of just being a player, definitely join the Discord. You can join the stats team. You can join as an analyst. You can join as a coach and as a player nonetheless, and really get involved across all fronts. And as you say, Cam, hashtag make an impact.
What a throw there by Wilson to Barrett. Now 316 yards for Matt Wilson, and Carolina will go back to the drawing board on their deep zones. That's where Mexico City has exposed them the most tonight, as Ray Bentley takes the handoff and picks up 5. Shravan Prasad has been really good in the interior. DJ Majesty has had his moments, and then obviously the cornerback play maybe a little bit better than expected.
Yeah, and if you're Carolina's defense, I think you really have to focus on taking away either the run or the pass. You have 4 stars up in that front 7, and Ray Bentley has over 100 yards tonight on the ground. So you got to figure out a way to stop either the run or the pass. You don't have to necessarily stop both all the time.
Wilson deep. Oh, it's caught by Daggs again in coverage. This guy might be the best tight end of the league in one-on-one jump ball. Mike Daggs has 2 touchdowns tonight.
Boy, he mossed him there, Cam. He just got up right in front of him. Look at this throw from Wilson right to the left, and he just outplays Blake Chance and scores the go-ahead touchdown for Mexico City here. What a real output from not only Matt Wilson, but the receivers in Mexico City as well. 2 of them are right around 100 yards.
So 5:27 left. That is the final nail in Carolina's coffin tonight. They'll drop this one at home. The Aztecs an impressive 1-0 as Matt Wilson 352 yards unofficially here tonight. The Aztecs take the victory 40 or currently taking the victory 42-14.
Would you say that was the final Daggser?
No, I would not say that's the final Daggser.
Well, you
would say that that's the final. Yeah.
You should try it sometime. It's a good line.
You should try it sometime. No, I'm not going to try it sometime. I always get silly. 5 minutes to go in a blowout. Deep ball or deep kick from Varner. Returned by Prasad. Gets past the 20, and it's a really nice job by Prasad. He didn't have much there. Mexico City coming up next week. They will continue with their, well, actually, they'll return home to take on the Chicago Wildcats. That's rivalry night. The Varners going toe-to-toe. The son of Chicago owner Shan Varner, Cole Varner, the kicker here in Mexico City. We usually see Varner kicking 4 or 5 field goals a game, and we haven't seen him at all tonight. He's had a night off.
Yeah, got the extra points in there, but also a rematch of the Season 9 championship with Mexico, which Mexico...
Oh, no, that's picked off, and that's going to be a pick-6 touchdown, and that's a terrible way to end things for Carolina.
Yeah, that's not what you want if you're, Carolina and Mark Biddick specifically, but it's really a tipped ball, and sometimes as a quarterback, there's not much you can do with that. You tried to get the ball where it needed to go. It couldn't make it to the receiver, but once it's batted up there in the air, Cam, we see a lot of times here in the SFL, it's almost like a slow motion moment where the ball's going and the opera music is going in the background, and it just falls into the hands of a defender, and that's real bad if you're a quarterback.
Carolina will see Mexico City again in week number 5, so the wish of Randy Mercury to not have to face Jack Brown is not going to be granted. They are playing at home next week against Atlanta, and talk about a very big game early, or check that, in 2 weeks they're at home against Atlanta. They will take on Houston next week, and we'll see what they're made of tomorrow night.
Yeah, interesting matchup there. Houston, a playoff team, and Carolina, also a playoff team from last season. But obviously, trying to work in some new coaches this season. So it'll be interesting to see, how that matchup shakes out, especially, with Kentez Johnson versus Mark Biddick. It'll be an interesting quarterback matchup.
From the goal line, Prasad on the return, and we'll get out to the 21-yard line. And hate to remind everybody, but always want to make sure that that people realize and understand the SFL Code of Conduct, and be safe out there in those public chats later this evening after a very busy day of activity and lots to talk about, and now 7 games into week 1.
And I think it's important for everyone to kind of respect, not only each other, but respect the fact that a lot of coaches put themselves on the line today and put in a lot of effort to try and get their teams to where they needed to be. Some fell short, some accomplished what they were looking to do. But the thing I always tell, anyone who's ever coached a game, Cam, you can't win them all. You're not, even Alaska lost this week. You're not you can't win every game you ever coach in. It's just not how this league, it's not how any league works. You have to take some losses, you have to take them on the chin, and you have to move forward. And how you move forward, I think, tells a lot about your character. So if you could be humble and understand, that there's room to improve, you're going to look and reflect a lot better than if you, try and figure out or not work hard while moving forward.
Biddix now 13 of 24. First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Deep shot, and Jeffrey Daggs almost took it away as Prasad was running a post pattern. 4 receptions, 6 targets. Prasad with 35 yards tonight, but certainly showed what he's made of with that beautiful one-handed catch down the near side earlier in the night.
Lots of potential there for Prasad. Not only Harish on the offensive side, but Shravan on the defensive side. Last year, I tabbed them as some of the newcomers to the league that were real threats. And I'm interested to see, coming from, whether it's the introductions channel tonight, which was popping, or, any other night, whether it be in the future, or, if you're in the chat now and you get some friends, I'm very interested to see who the next up is the league, because we're going to have openings coming in just a few short weeks.
To all the newcomers of the Simulation Football League, welcome. 3 more games tomorrow night as New Orleans and Houston will be commentated by Eric Vincent and Mark Lopez. Chris Curtis and Gus Schultz will be in San Francisco for the Sharks and the Knights. And Matt Wilson and Mike Daggs, one of our strongest crews, will be in Chicago as the Wildcats host the Corsairs in a battle of 2 playoff teams from last year. Nice throw.
Catch that?
He did. Nice throw from Biddix. That's LBL in the third, who's been very quiet tonight. Great throw and catch there.
Just his second grab.
4:15 to go in the fourth. Biddix, deep ball down the field,
Beat
caught.
him.
That's Allen to the 23-yard line. LB Allen with back-to-back receptions. He's now got 3 catches tonight, and Carolina's moving down the field with some backups in for the Aztecs, but still a great throw and catch there over the defense.
Yeah, it won't change the course of this game, Cam, but it is good practice for Biddix and, LB Allen as well as Dupree Hudson, some of these newer guys, to get some timing going. Because right now, Harish Prasad is the leading receiver for Carolina with 4 catches and 35 yards. So it's definitely good to get some practice at game speed.
Out of the gun for Biddix, just trying to get some positive momentum rolling into week 2. Biddix near side, caught by Prasad. Prasad out of bounds at the 18-yard line. And with 42 yards on 5 grabs, still chasing Barrett. But I think Harish Prasad, well, the Prasad brothers, for that matter, are the 2, if not the big bright spots for Carolina heading into week 2.
Yeah, and they retained them from last season, and I thought that was a major win for James Klein and the Carolina Skyhawks organization, as well as Christopher Colon coming back, because it really gave some stability to a team that, didn't have necessarily as many returning and re-signing players as some of the other franchises.
Biddix pass is a little short out to the outside, and Nathan Blake's been holding it down on our stats team tonight, all night. Each team with 4 pass deflections, 4 sacks for Carolina, another positive 3 in the first quarter, although Mexico City's offensive line made some adjustments. And if you want to join the stat team, Andy, how do they do it?
We actually have gained quite a few people, but we're still looking to fill some openings, to make sure that every game has an opportunity to have someone running stats. It's really not hard. Jeremy Vega jumped in the other night and actually, did an incredible job for us on the game that we were calling, and I was actually very impressed by his ability to jump in.
He was amazing.
Yeah, and move from, someone who's never done stats to someone who, was superb. So it's easy. If you want to get involved, please, contact someone who can definitely get you involved. There's a lot of people in the Discord who are willing to point you in the right direction.
So 4 minutes to go. Going for it on 4th down and 5 at the 18-yard line is Biddix. Carolina trying to get their first offensive points of the night. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Mexico City in a dime look. Biddix throws the outside wide open. That is Hudson, and Hudson inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. Good pitch and catch there from Biddix to his new weapon.
Yeah, nice throw and catch. Again, they're getting this timing down, whether it be against backups or stars in this league. So, you know, it's important to get this down because by the time next week rolls around, they can build off of this momentum that they're building here at the end of this game. I'd like to see them get in the end zone just to, you know, have some celebration together as a team.
3:56 left out of the gun. Biddix with 3 receivers. Going to throw quickly out to Mercury, but he had to come back for it a little bit. No huddle running here. Second and goal at the 8-yard line. 3:46 to go in the fourth quarter. And Mercury quickly running back into the backfield. Biddix calling the play. Out of the gun, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket. Biddix got his hand hit, and Greer is smacked by Dags. 44 on 44 crime. Third and goal from the 9-yard line. 3:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Biddix trying to punch it in. Pass cut for a touchdown. Carolina offense on the board. LBL in the third. And that has to make you feel good after a very difficult second half.
Yep, it definitely does. Allen coming across the middle on the post route does a really good job of finding that soft spot in the zone in front of the linebacker, makes the catch, and it's good to see the Skyhawks offense get some points on the board. They did get some help from their defense before the halftime break, but the first score for Mark Biddix in this offensive unit, it comes via the air, it comes with one of their free agent additions, and it's good moving forward to see their offense, put together a drive that ends in some points.
Still 3:24 left, Andy. You ready for some mayhem?
Yeah.
Well, let's get crazy.
Hey, it's only a 27-point game at this point.
20. It's no, 28.
28. You acted like I was off by like 30 points.
You might as well have been because it's really not that
hard.
hard.
I mean, if we want to be fair, you were still adding a point to the score, and
that was 29.
I'm not.
That would have even made you worse.
I'm not good at math.
You would have been worse off if I hadn't had the point.
Here.
The onside kick is recovered by Carolina. Don't go anywhere as the Skyhawks with 3:24 left are preparing what would be a vicious comeback.
Well, get the gunpowder. It's time for Mark Biddix to load the cannon.
Yeah, that's a great play there by, I believe that's Savant, number 86 Severt. With that onside kick recovery, and Carolina has a little bit of life yet.
Well, it's always good to have a little bit of life in you, and now's a chance for Mark Biddix. Drive him down, get more points on the board. Why not? You still might not win this game, but boy, would it be good to lead another offensive drive that ends in points.
Biddix, 3 wide, pitches it.
Oh, nice spin move.
Yeah, great move by Allen. He's gotten a burst of energy. This Carolina team has really rode the momentum when they've had it tonight. When they haven't, they've struggled to find it. But when they get it, this team has been electric. Pass to Mercury, picks up 3, still running.
Yeah, James Klein must have passed out orange slices and Capri Sun on the sideline because this team is re-energized.
Shotgun for Biddix. 2:55 to go. Still all 3 timeouts for Carolina. Biddix fires near side. Almost caught it while he was sitting on the ground. That's Walsh, as that was knocked away, I believe, by Dan Ramirez.
That would have been impressive. I can't even catch a cold while I'm sitting down, much less a football.
Why would you? Who catches a cold while they're sitting down?
Well, do you catch it standing up?
Who just catches it just while doing just one thing in one moment?
I don't know if I've ever realized the exact moment that I've caught a cold. I think it's kind of one of those things that happens over time.
Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson calling the game with you tonight. As 3 receivers.
Shots fired.
If you're just wondering who it is on the air, Randy Mercury on a free play. They'll probably accept the penalty and keep it second down with 2:46 remaining. That's MeUndies laundry on the field.
Oh, yep, that's going to be good for Carolina to kind of push themselves forward and accept that penalty.
Evan Vera jumps offside. Shout-outs to Brown Knight, the Eruption, Tom Hamilton, Mr. Anonymous, Eric Dahlquist, Nesleen Bray, who's new, Lamar Bray, who's new, Aseb, Kristen Punt, and many, many, many of you, CC25Y, in the chat here tonight. Is the maximum viewership that we've reached 95 viewers here tonight on a late kickoff Sunday night, as Carolina is faced with a 3rd down and 2 and gets the first. No, did not get the first down. Walsh with the catch in another bad spot.
Well, hey, throw the flag or go for it. Forget these refs. Maybe the Zebras might not give you the first down, but go get it anyways if you're Carolina. Although, I will say, Cam, 2 Brays there in the chat. I don't think, do we have a star player named Bray in the league right now?
I don't think so.
Well, we could have a family of them by the
could.
end of this broadcast if they get in the Discord.
4th and inches at the 34. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Biddix to keep the drive alive.
Oh,
That
nice
pass is
throw.
caught over the middle by Toby Jones. And Carolina's in the red zone. Matt Wilson says totally ignored. That's the first thing he said in the chat all night. How am I supposed to shout you out? 1st and 10 of the 17. Biddix looking around. Hit as he threw. Pass. Oh, my gosh. Oh, he did not catch it. Did not get the feet in bounds. That's the 2-minute warning. The Quip 2-minute warning. This is the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on YouTube. Visit quip.com for more information on how you can support the SFL while cleaning your teeth.
Matt Wilson, hundreds of yards on the night, 49 points for his offensive unit, and all he wants is a chat shout-out.
I gave it to him. Matt Wilson, Hall of Famer, man.
Do you think Carolina would have traded all their chat shout-outs for the 49 points tonight?
Probably. 2nd and 10 from the 17. Biddix to throw, and a jump ball to Allen, a little bit off target. Carolina will spend a timeout to settle or to try to figure out what they're going to do on 3rd down and 8.
I like this that I'm seeing from the Skyhawk Hawks.
Just try again. Just go ahead and try again.
We're going to rewind that. The Skyhawk offense, I think I like the urgency, I like the pressure, and I like how Biddix is throwing the ball to LB Allen right now. I think that connection could be key going into next week.
3rd down, 8 for Biddix, 5 wide. Mark Biddix is starting to rack up the stat sheet now as Biddix will step up in the pocket, avoid a sack, and then goes down. A loss of 5. 1 timeout coming up for... one timeout left for Carolina as they'll have to try to figure out what to do on 4th and 13.
Yeah, Biddix up at around 193 yards. I'm sure he'd like to get over 200 with a 7-yard completion if he could find it.
25 of 44. He's been busy tonight trying to get this offense moving. Didn't really get into a hole all that early. It was 14-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first half, and it felt like the game still was well in hand, or well potentially in the hand of Carolina if they could just string some things together. On 4th down, this pass is intercepted by Nick Daggs, and that was nearly a touchdown for Hudson, but Nick Daggs, an incredible play.
Yeah, and sometimes late in this game, you're going to be pushing the ball down the field, and you have to throw a ball that's about a 50-50. On 4th and 19, I don't blame Biddix for just chucking it to the end zone, giving his guy a chance to go get it. It ends up in Nick Daggs' hands, but, hey, I like the idea. You got to have some plays where you are throwing a 50-50 ball.
Denver Nightwings wants a chat shout-out for Kramer Jackson, who went 3 for 3. And won the game today.
Yeah, another rookie showing out. Denver getting a lot out of those 2 rookies that they picked up in the offseason.
So Kramer getting it done in Denver. They improved to 1-0. And
he was also my favorite character on Seinfeld.
Yes, but not the same Kramer.
Oh.
Appreciate you for thinking it might be possible, but
well,
no, not the same. Not the same.
I've never met the guy. Or girl. You never know.
Neither have I, to be fair. Mexico City, Denver, Las Vegas, and Vancouver. Congratulations, getting victories tonight. Who was your winner tonight, player or team?
In this game here?
Just throughout the night on the SFL.
Oh, I think the games that Denver and Las Vegas won ring really heavily, not only through their locker rooms, but around the league, because both of those teams had ups and downs last year, and I think both of those teams starting off on the right foot is big for them, especially Denver, with the way that they struggled a little bit last year with a new coach in Jeremy Vega. This season, starting off on the right foot with a big victory rings well, and I think that Vega and them can build off of this.
Denver and Las Vegas don't really like being mentioned in the same sentence, but you managed to.
Well, when they're both 1-0, I'm sure they'll take that.
That's right. So 3 games tomorrow night. If you missed the announcement or have missed the schedule, 7 p.m. Central kickoff. And we should not have the delays that we had last night, or tonight. But it is week 1, and everybody around the league is getting back to the swing of things with all sorts of new tech around. And as we continue to try and up the product only for you, the fan at home, and the players and the coaches and the owners and the hundreds of people that make the SFL possible every night, and you'll see a lot of them on the credits here after the show, so make sure to stay tuned. As Prasad still going and almost busted that one loose for a punt return touchdown. Gets to the Aztec 42, 15 seconds left.
Yeah, just enough time for some throws for Biddix. 25 completions tonight, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, 193 yards, and an opportunity here to add a little bit to that total. Pad the stats a little bit. Why not, right?
15 seconds to go, fourth quarter, and Mark Biddix going Hail Mary right,
yeah.
right off the gun.
Why not?
Why not, right? Biddix just going to step up in the pocket. Boy, got a good throw off, got hit late. That should have been roughing the passer, as that pass is incomplete. That was a cheap shot on Biddix late. No need for that.
Yeah, not in a game like this where it's out of hand, and even the touchdown won't necessarily put this thing back in the realm of possibility. So I don't agree with the hit the same way, that I think that, these players in this league respect each other a lot, but that hit I think was, not the most respectful thing I've seen tonight.
Allen's night ends up not looking too shabby. 6 catches for 68 yards. Biddix is 25 of 46, and one last heave to the end zone possible unless Mexico City can get a sack, and that's Pablo Zamora getting in there to make the play on the game's final play, and that wraps this one up. It was 21-14 at the half. Carolina certainly looked like they were making a run, but Mexico City puts it away, dominates time of possession, and improves to 1-0. How would you describe this in summary, Andy?
Well, I think it was a building moment for Carolina. I think they brought out 2 new coaches, and they had the opportunity to try and get them to mesh well, and that's very difficult for 2 coaches who are new to mesh well quickly, and we kind of saw that not only early but late in the game. Carolina saw 2 pick sixes returned for touchdowns, which gave them a little bit more momentum. But really, this was Mexico City's coming out party in Season 12. They proved, they are a threat for the Season 12 championship early, at least. So I think Carolina has a lot to build off of, but I think Mexico City has shown that they are a strong team, not only in Season 12 as they were in seasons past.
We'll have to take a look back to when the last time was Mexico City scored 49 points.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and I'm sure that they were happy to see their offense really clicking tonight. Mike Daggs got 2 jump balls tonight, 98 yards, 4 receptions unofficially, and 2 touchdowns. K.L. Barrett, 119 yards, 9 catches and a score. That's one of his better games in quite some time. But Mike Daggs, back to him. He's really good.
Yeah, he's a pretty good tight end, and I guess he's all right as a person, too.
Jack Brown, 3 tackles for loss, 2 passes defended, and a slew of tackles. Really had Randy Mercury's number all night. Better days ahead for Randy Mercury, but a tough night for the rookie here in Carolina. Well, we're the last game to wrap up here. Andy, why don't you give your final thoughts as we're about to see the player of the game come up on the screen?
Yeah, a good day of SFL action. I think a lot of teams and a lot of close games actually was really surprising for me. I think Week 1 is the hardest week to build upon, as Matt Wilson has shown here as the player of the game and the player of my heart. It's really difficult to strategize for Week 1 because you don't have any film. You don't really know what other teams are doing going into the game. But a lot of close games and a great week of SFL action, and it doesn't end tonight. There's more games tomorrow.
For Nathan Blake on stats, Andy Hamilton, my analysts, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Good night from Raleigh.
Thanks, everyone.